Hello everybody, my name is Panchito and welcome back to the Outer Worlds Part 21. Woo! 21? Ah crap, I forgot. Yes, 21. Cool, so where we left off was the prison planet. That kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Z when they do the prison planet. The Dragon Ball Super. By the way, did they make another one? I think they might have, because the last one I saw was over a month ago. Unless they're taking their sweet ass time to do some shit like that. Alright. Okay. Alright. Vermin 2? Oh, let's see. Let's check out this vermin. It's very strong. Here, maple syrup. I'm gonna take all this shit. I take it because I can. And I don't want you guys using that sense of attitude I just said right now. Using it in real life and say, oh, I just take this, and even though you're not supposed to take it, it's just a game. Impact hammer? I'll take it, why not? Access source manifests. Continue. Architectural records. Continue. Leave a conversation. Let me look at this again. Yeah, never mind. How am I supposed to get by these people? How am I supposed to get by these people if I'm running out of this, the mass thing? I wonder if there's a skill for that.
Alright, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, get in there and fight!
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
Persuade, are you talking while on shift?
Oh, no. Don't tell anyone, please.
Everyone gets one mistake, just don't do it again.
Thank you.
Oh, successful. I guess how it's supposed to work. I'm pretty sure there's all kinds of stuff I can get in here. Someone like thick wet. Come on, guys, get in here. How are your punk asses up? Just slow down. Are you serious? Right here.
Heading back.
Ooh, look at this guy right here to the right of us. Unsealed door. Exit open.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
Excuse me?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your escapades? We have faces that need lifting, after all.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking
Why
them
is the camera
than mine
angle
taking a
weird?
swing at yours.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
Chairman Rockwell, I presume.
My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man.
Please, Phineas would rather die than corporate.
Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
That crackpot is saving the frozen colonists you gave up on.
Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
Excuse
At
me?
least that means someone's recognizing our work.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
Really? You know I wouldn't have to if you'd be more cooperative about this?
Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton dissent. We don't need your help.
Number 2.
You are a captain of action. I'll give you that. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Good. Maybe some good can come out of you after all. I did got scared. Oh. It's so far away.
About a blasted lab coat. Fugitive's a fugitive. Let it go. Wait for company ammo.
Wanker.
It's not right. Really doing this, huh? Hope you're right about this, Captain.
Well, we're already here, so why are you guys checking it out for?
Captain,
Scared me.
you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life.
I like it.
You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
We're liberating Halcyon, and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop us. It's over, Sophia. Stand down.
I'm afraid I can't do that. To your credit, Captain, you are one of the colony's finest specialists. Your technical abilities are beyond reproach. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy.
And you're going to do your duty or die trying. I get it. Let's move it along.
You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal.
No.
No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony.
Number one.
Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parley with me. This prison...
Okay, so let me see if I can go back. Just in case I can't. I want to see if I can increase my persuasion or intimidation. I hope they did an automatic save. Yeah, they did. Okay, so character, perks, skills. Damn it, I don't got nothing. Shoot. Thinking maybe I can get something out of this, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah. Damn. Do I have any armor that I could swap over? Leadership skills, lockpick, persuade. Let me try persuade. Lockpick max, that's really good right there. Engineering, medical, persuade 5? Yeah. Tech skills, hack, revenge skills, lie. Hope I can get something out of it. If not, then I'm screwed. It's over, Sophia. If I need to let him go.
Oh.
1. Persuade 100. Heavy weapons 200 to him. That no. I mean, a chance to walk away. Persuade you don't want to die. Okay. Whatever. All right. Which one did I have on? 63. Oops. Is that the only door I could take? Oh no. Okay, before I go in there, I'm going to look at the stuff that I've never used before. Ah, fuck it. Let's just do it. Oh, shit. Ooh! Wrecked. Where are the other guys at? Come on, robots, where are you at? Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, get all this stuff right here. That guy was kinda tough, but not really. With the shock cannon, that wrecked him bad. Okay. Why would a robot have a key for that? Kinda dumb. Is there another door down there too? Yeah, there is. The same door.
Why won't you just die? Last of him.
You were weak to kill. Damn. Sup, monkey?
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
You alright? What'd they do to you?
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
I don't like the sound of that at all. Great, and I was just about to pop open some drinks and celebrate. I'm really not in the mood for your theoretics, Venus. Number 2.
I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
We had a lot of work ahead of us. We best get started.
Yes, you're right. The road is long, and we haven't a moment to waste. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Shit. Number 3.
I can't tell you how glad I am to hear that. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves. But I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
Damn. That seems pretty tough.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale, her actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hack. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the Lifetime Employment Program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the unreliable supply closet to this day. Though Minister Clark was eventually released from house arrest, long years of isolation left him a changed man, little suited for bureaucratic work or for the colony that was changing around him. He remained in his estate largely by choice, fading from public view. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
That was a great game. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, but I kind of figured that it was going to end because the way they kind of made you save, you're like, hey, you don't want to do anything else before you go on with the mission. This was a great game. I really like the story about this. It kind of reminded me of Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3, where they did the water shortage, and at the end you actually died, but then I think people complained about it, so there was a DLC, and then of course you get revived. But I'm telling you this, guys, right now, this was a really good game. I'm actually gonna miss it. This is a really fun game. Very entertaining, very interesting. Graphics are really good. The character designs are really awesome. I love the facial expressions that they have. There's a lot of repeated actions in this. I mean, it's just like Fallout. But I mean, other than that, it's just an overall good game. It's just an overall good game, guys. It's so good. And now that I'm thinking about it, there was a transmission, something that I needed to do before all this. I think I'm right. I think... You know what? Let me go back before I went into the base. I think so. I think if I went... I'm going to look at the missions, and I think there was a mission that I could have done at Lying Earth. Send Minister Clark's message. Minister Clark has a message for Earth. This directory. Alright, let's... shoot! I would have to do all that again. Alright, so what I'm going to do is...
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I guess you guys could figure it out. You go watching it with another video. You could watch somebody else's video, or if you want me to go through the whole play again, I could if you want to, or I can just skip over. I'll get to that part and see if it changes anything for Earth, because it's possible it might change a lot of things, because there was a lot. Great. You know what? I guess it's not meant to be for me to do that. Whatever. I'll just look it up to see what happens. Guys, I like to thank you for watching all my videos of the Outer Worlds, and I feel like it's going to be the last of its kind. Who knows? It might. I don't want any DLCs. I really don't. I want another game, and if they continue it, that'd be amazing. But I'm hoping this time they put more detail into the graphics, something better. Just more detail, like the shock cannon, the actual shock electricity coming out of it. It looked really low detail, and I'm hoping that they could do better detail next time if they make another one of these games. Overall, this game was really good. It was really great. The water I didn't like, but a lot of the terrain, the way the planets look, the way we zoomed into other planets, it's just an overall great game, and I really, really, really liked it. And I'm a huge Fallout fan. Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4. I mean, Fallout 4 they could have made it better. I mean, it was kind of. I mean, the storyline was okay, but it was just repeating itself, just basically new eye candy, just like number 4 would be, except, you got different things and, new technology and whatnot. But other than that, it was just the same. It repeated itself. Fallout 76, I played it for like a few hours. I was done. Maybe later down in the future when they polish the game more or whatever. I don't know. I can't say. But again, I want to thank you for watching The Outer Worlds while I play these games. I'm sorry. I'm just so happy that this game was so good. Anyways, guys, don't forget that I have Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order. The list is below the other games that I played. If you can please, 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 I really do appreciate it. I mean, I really do appreciate it. Please click on the like, subscribe, and bell notification button. So that way, when you click on the bell notification button, anything that has notification status set to enable on your phones, tablets, computers, internet browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Opera, and so on, you can enable them and it will automatically send you a notification when I upload a new video. If you guys have any other games you would like me to play, let me know. Detroit Becoming Human comes out the 12th of this month. And I'll be recording those gameplays. I understand that a lot of that it's already been done and over with, but I want to play it for myself because I thought that game was really cool. And I thought Markiplier was gonna play it. He's my favorite YouTuber, by the way. But I thought he was gonna play it, but he's like, no, I don't like the story. I don't like the way it works and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, a lot of people said that they wanted him to play it. But again, I want to thank you guys for watching this the series of Let's Play The Outer Worlds. If you guys have any games you would like me to play, let me know in the comments below. I have quite a few games. I have old school games. I have newer games. I was thinking of playing Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Maybe a Mass Effect 2 and 3. Just a bunch of random games that I have. Alright guys, again, my name is Panchito, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!